Hi everybody, again, Mrs. Bennett. I'm here to show you how to get started with NoodleTools. In the last video, you watched how to set up your NoodleTools account, and from here, we're going to show you how to create a project within NoodleTools, as well as create your first citation. And so the way NoodleTools works is it has to be aware of your project, because what it does is it collects all of those citations into one place for you to ultimately create one Works Cited page. And this NoodleTools account will follow you all the way actually through your senior year in high school. And so you may have, as you get older, a couple of different research projects happening at once. And that's what you see here. This screen is called your project page, and you can see that by the top here. And the first thing that we'll need to do is click the green Create New Project. And you want to give it a title. So for instance, maybe we want to call it Short School Week. I would recommend staying away from things like English paper or English presentation, because you may have multiple English presentations throughout your time as a student. So be clear with your project titles. And then our citation style, like I explained earlier in a previous video, in our school is MLA. And then your citation level, you're really just learning how this works. And so you want to leave that starter selected. Go ahead and hit that blue submit button. And what this will do is it will create your project, and it will bring you to a project dashboard. And there are lots and lots and lots of different bells and whistles, different tools that you can use in NoodleTools to organize your research. However, the only thing you need to worry about for right now is the Sources tab at the top. So you want to go ahead and click on that. And what this Sources tab will do, it will allow you to create citations for the different sources that you use. So right here, I have in front of me a copy of Source A, and for this project, everyone's using the same first source from Scholastic News. And so to create a citation, you select that green new source, and NoodleTools is going to ask you, well, where is it? And many of you may have the physical magazine in front of you. Some of you might just have a photocopy. So it's printer in hand. And what is it? Well, is it a book, a magazine, or a reference source? Reference sources mean something like an encyclopedia or a dictionary. Well, Scholastic News is a magazine, so you would select magazine, and it prompts you with various boxes to now fill in. And the first thing that it asks for is actually an author. And this is kind of a trick, because what we're looking for is an author near the title. And it doesn't say by so-and-so there. The other place we could be looking for, if I've got it up in my camera, is underneath the last paragraph. And it's not there. So we actually, if there's no author listed or no editor listed, you leave that field blank. You can, if you'd like, you can hit the trash can, and that will delete that area right out. Or you can just leave those boxes empty, whichever you prefer. And then the next box is the article title. And so the article title here is, should the school week be shorter? And we want to make sure that we follow appropriate capitalization. Sometimes journalists don't follow MLA rules, so their capitalization rules are a little different. So depending on your articles, as you continue with your citations and finding different sources for this project, the capitalization may look different on the article than it would, but I know that your English teachers have done a really, really, really great job at teaching you capitalization rules. So you want to make sure that you follow what you know is to be capitalization rules, because sometimes journalists don't follow the same ones. And then the next box is the page numbers, and it's not how many pages is the article, it's what page number of the magazine did the article appear on. And it starts on page 7 and it ends on page 7. And if we scroll down, name of the magazine, Scholastic News. And then if you have the physical copy of the magazine, for this information, you need to flip to the very front cover, and it's in small, small letters on the very front cover. Here, if I just bring my notebook up for you, It's in very, very small letters in the right near the spine of the magazine. If you have the photocopy, we've given you that information right at the top. So it's volume 87, issue number 4, October 1st is the publication date. And the publication date, if you have the hard copy of the magazine, it's up near the top, near where it says Scholastic News in red and white. And then, so you want to make sure that you scroll back through, because now all of our boxes are filled in. An annotation box is something that you use as a summary for the article. You don't need to be doing that. If you have any capitalization errors, NoodleTools will actually give you a yellow exclamation, or excuse me, a yellow caution sign with an exclamation point, and they'll even prompt you for what needs to be fixed. And you can see if I click somewhere else, that box kind of stays yellowed. So that is your visual cue to go back and look. So make sure that none of your boxes have that yellow, and you can go ahead and hit the blue save button. And what NoodleTools does is it takes all of that information we just provided, it brings it into a citation, and you can see that it adds maybe perhaps some punctuation, it adds italics, it adds abbreviated areas like volume and number, and it formats the date differently for us as well. So what NoodleTools helps us with is it will ask you to fill in certain boxes, then you hit save, and it will format it into those citations so it can get ready for a works cited page. In subsequent videos, we will talk about finding your second and third sources for this project and how to cite those as well. Please email me, Mrs. Bennett, at cbennett@londonderry.org, or talk to your English teacher if you have any questions about creating these citations.